Hi and welcome to Boxing's Boxing Predictions Volume 45. Yeah, how are you on this first day of November? I hope you are doing fine. Alright, let's start. Well, there are some good fights this weekend anyway. First one I will say something about is on Saturday in Mexico. It's between Luis Nery and Arthur Villanueva. Yeah, Luis Nery is an undefeated champion, actually, who holds the WBC bantamweight title. But this is not a title fight, actually, I believe. No, it's not, I guess. And yes, I don't know that much about this guy, but anyway, it seems to be at I don't know why it's not a title fight. This guy Villanueva is also a bantamweight. So anyway, Villanueva, he has been really quite an underrated fighter, and many say that McJoe Arroyo was kind of lucky to, you know, to win against him, and after that he beat Richie Mepran, who is also a rather good contender from the Philippines, and he lost to Zolani Tete this year in April. Nery, he has, yes, he was the first man to beat Shinsuke Yamanaka in August by TKO in the fourth round. And yeah, he's also defeated Richie Meprano by TKO in the second round. And some minor contenders. Yeah, he's 22 years of age only still, while Villanueva is 28. But anyway, that doesn't play so much difference here. Of course, this is in Tijuana, so Nery is the favorite to win. He's from Tijuana, of course, and he's a good puncher. Obviously, 18 KOs in 24 victories. So, as I said, he stopped Yamanaka, who pretty much looked invincible until then, so he may well get a stoppage victory against Villanueva, even though I think Villanueva, yes, no, he's never been stopped before. So, and you know that kind of that rule, the Filipino versus Mexican, where in a fight, in such a fight, usually the Filipino wins. There's just some kind of, rule, but it's not always, of course. For instance, Estrada, he beat both Brian Gloria and some other good Filipino fighters. So I think Nery will win. Yes, most likely, because Villanueva, I guess he can hit, but he's not some kind of big, huge puncher, and he's got 17 KOs in 31 victories, sorry. He's kind of, he can take out the lesser fighters anyway. Well, I like to predict a stoppage victory, even though that may be uh, a wild shot. But anyway, Nery I think wins by a TKO somewhere in the 8th, 9th round, something like that. If he does that, then it's a sign that he really is, the man in the division. So, yeah. And then he should fight Zolani Tete, definitely, who holds the WBO title and is also a big puncher. So, yeah, so Nery will win, most likely. Well, maybe on points, perhaps, but I think he is a safe bet here. Yes. And then there's Johnny Gonzalez, uh, the immortal Johnny Gonzalez, who is 36 now and he's been fighting for, oh wow, 18 years. Shit. He's fighting a guy called Irving Berry. I have heard of him, he's from Panama. Panama Red. And he's been beaten by Nicholas Walters before TKO 6 2011 and Jezreel Corrales and Ezreal by UD 2013 and Thomas Rojas by UD also 2014. While Johnny he has a good streak since losing to Jonathan Oquendo in 2015. He has won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights and 5 by knockout. So I guess he is the favorite to win here, and most likely by a knockout, since he really is a great puncher. He was that at bantamweight and super bantamweight, and now at featherweight also. So I think somewhere in the Gonzalez he won the last 3 fights by KO 1, 3 and 2. So I guess here you can say a KO 4 or 5, let's see. Yes. And then there is a fight for a WBA bantamweight title between Jamie McDonnell and Liborio Solis, whom he beat in the last fight. Well, interesting thing, Jamie McDonnell hasn't fought for almost a year. It will be a year when they fight. Almost. So that how much that will affect him, well, we will see. And Solis hasn't fought either since then, so they are on equal terms. Solis, he is a rather good fighter. He was beaten by Yamanaka in 2016, but he put Yamanaka down twice. And he was down twice himself, and he lost by decision, which wasn't really, a landslide decision, even though it was clear. So I can see him giving McDonald some problems. In their first fight, McDonald won by, scores also that were not all that wide. So, but of course, this fight is in Monte Carlo, so it's on quite neutral ground. I think McDonald will win again, most likely. Yeah, I think so. This guy Solis, he doesn't look like. No, he's not a puncher really. So less than half of his wins are by knockout. So. And McDonald, he's not a real puncher, but he has some pop, and so he can stop you by an accumulation. Anyway, this will go to the scorecards. Very, very likely. And then there is a, well, somewhat interesting fight at light heavyweight between Kyrgyz Russian prospect Dmitry Bivol and Trent Broadhurst from Australia. Australia, yeah. This guy, I'm looking at his record. Broadhurst, he stopped Nader Hamdan, who is a, well, kind of decent contender anyway. So, or was it? Anyway, once. So, yeah. He never beat anyone good, but anyway. And Bivol, he stopped Cedric Agnew in his last fight in 4 rounds. And Samuel Clarkson, Robert Barrich, he has a few, decent wins also. Bivol is 6 feet tall. Bivol. I don't see Broadhurst's height. Broadhurst has one loss, but it was long ago by KO to Robert Parrish, whom he has since beat. Or no, sorry, he didn't beat him. I thought so. So I guess Bivol can win by a knockout also. This guy Broadhurst was already knocked out, so Bivol, he looks really, really, really good, really dangerous. He's like better Biev, those guys, Gvozdik, those ex-Soviet light heavyweights, really, really hard hitting and aggressive and all that. All together a good fighter all around. But he comes in to knock you out. He doesn't come in to win on points or box, just have a chess match. So this will definitely not go to the scorecards, I believe. But when the stoppage will come, it depends. Probably somewhere between the 6th and the 9th round, I'd say, most likely. 6th or 7th. Let's say that. Yes. And Scott Quigg also has a fight, but I don't want to say anything about it. He's quite boring, I think, now, especially. And then the big card in New York, Barclays Center. First, the heavyweights. Dominic Breazeale is fighting against Eric Molina. Yeah, of course. Breazeale is, I think, the favorite here, most like. Yeah, I mean, this guy Molina was destroyed in 3 rounds by Anthony Joshua, and while his only claim to fame was a late knockout against a really shot Thomas Adamek. So yeah, and a really old Darrell Williamson. He was knocked out by Wilder. Anyway, he was destroyed in 3 rounds by Joshua, while Breazeale lasted 7. So I guess that says it all. Yeah, Molina, of course. Breazeale, he's not perhaps, well, he is a puncher, yeah. I guess in his last fight he knocked out the undefeated and very promising prospect Ugono. So I guess he will win. This is a really good week because there are many fights that are likely to be decided by a knockout. Instead, points like it was the case with the previous weekend. So I don't like, when I see there isn't much chance of a knockout happening. Nobody likes that. So how will Breazeale win? What round? Molina, yeah, Molina is, they are both big guys, but of course Breazeale is bigger, 6'7". Um, it took Wilder 9 rounds to knock out Molina. I guess something similar to will it take for Breazeale 8 or 9 rounds. Yeah, let's say that. What is there to lose? Okay. And then the title fight. It's between Deontay Wilder, whom I don't have much love for, a really douchebaggy guy, and Bermain Stiverne, who is, I guess, a good fighter, but he doesn't come in good shape, and he doesn't take it seriously enough, I guess. And he's also today actually he's turned 39, so yeah, his days are pretty much over as a serious contender, I'd say. So Stiverne was the first one and the only one I think so far to go the distance against the bronze bomber. So this time perhaps will be the same. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. Wilder, I think, he's the favorite, of course. Perhaps this time he will manage to get a late stoppage. I don't think so. I think he will be on points again this time. Unless Stiverne has really deteriorated as a fighter. And then there is a fight between Sergey Lipinets, who is a really good and big prospect, and Akihiro Kondo, and it's for the vacant IBF super lightweight title. Well, I don't know. Of course, I don't follow that much. Sorry, Asian boxing just a little bit, so I don't know anything about Kondo, but Lipinets is the big favorite, obviously. Kondo already has 6 losses, 29 wins, and 1 draw. Lipinets is also a destroyer, he knocked out Leonardo Zapavinha, a really underrated fighter, I think. He's from Kazakhstan. He will win also by a knockout, I think, in the 5th round, something like that. And another, let's let that be the last fight, because I'm out of time. Sean Porter and Adrian Granados. A very, very interesting fight because Granados, he was the one that upset Amir Imam. And he also fought a very close fight with Adrian Broner in February. And Sean Porter, he's of course elite level fighter, but he's not that, he's not far from unbeatable. So who knows what can happen? I mean, he's of course the favorite to win. Yeah, everybody knows that. But I think it's a 10-round fight. It'll be another close fight. I think Granados has never really lost a fight. I, I see now that all of his losses were either by MD or SD, so it's pretty. This guy is no joke. He had a draw against Kermit Cintron as well, so he was beaten by Frankie Gomez, the great prospect, undefeated still, by a majority decision, 2011, and by Felix Diaz, also great prospect by, or was anyway, until he was stopped by Terence Crawford by a majority decision. Yeah. So I can see Porter also getting some sort of majority or split decision here. Yeah. So that was it for now. I hope you had some kind of use or pleasure from watching this. If not, anyway, see you. Bye bye.